Hello folks, and welcome to this waffle-free video, which is continuing with the manage orders system. Okay, so last time we made some nice progress. I think I'd better sign in here. Give me just a second. We made some good progress, but we've still got to do a couple more things, including the view order details page. Okay, so if we look at manage orders and let's say order received, here we go here. Now hold on a second, goods order submitted. Yep, that's what we're looking for. So let's do the view page here, store orders view. Okay, and as is the tradition, we're going to have a little look and see if there's anything kind of similar. Now I'm going to take a guess that store accounts is maybe not too far off. Maybe not too far off. What do you reckon? Maybe store items, is that similar? What do you reckon? Let's have a look. Well, maybe not that. Let's see. Okay, is that happening? Is that working? Probably not. Anything else at all that we could use? What do you reckon? Okay, I'm hearing you telepathically. You're telling me that you think manage accounts, that this vibe is kind of close. And I agree, it's not too far off. Mind you, I don't know about the form and whatnot. So here's what we'll do. Let's go, I'll open this in a new tab here. Okay, we'll do something like that. And I'm going to go to manage orders, orders submitted. So when we click into here, it's going to be kind of similar to store accounts. No, it's not. Store accounts create. Well, I suppose kind of. Very loosely. Okay, so store orders. And we're going to make view. Okay, now let me just open up store accounts. And then we'll open up that create thing here. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is a lot more simple than this. But we'll use this to get started. Okay, so here we go, and I'm just going to paste in. We'll change this to view. Now let's go through this and we'll try and simplify things. We have make sure as admin, we've got the update ID, which is 100% correct. I've got some submit stuff going on here. Now I'm going to take that out. Same with the cancel stuff, we'll take that out. In fact, everything to do with submit, let's just get rid of it. Okay, let's just get rid of it. Here we go. So we'll take all that stuff out here, and I'm gonna just, let me just see, I'm gonna set the headline to the order. Okay, headline equals order. That'll do for the moment. Now I'm going to fetch the order details by saying query is this get where, and we're getting where this update ID kicks in, and then I'm going to say for each query loading up result as row. And the vibe here is I'm going to be fetching as much data as I can and then taking that into the view files, you know what I mean? So if we grab something like that, okay, and I'll just do some comments so that we know what's happening here. These are the variables that we're looking for, folks. So I'm gonna just sort that out. So we'll say data order ref equals row order ref. Okay, and we've got a bunch more of these. I'll say date created. No, actually, well, yeah, date created will be fine. No need for the data stuff here. Date created is row date created. PayPal ID, again, I'll keep that as a normal variable. PayPal ID is row PayPal ID. Okay, then we've got session ID is row session ID. Then we've got data opened equals row opened. Order status equals row order status. Okay, and if I'm wanting to pass it into the page, I'm making it a data variable. If I don't, then I'm just gonna make it a normal variable. So shopper ID, for example, I'm quite happy. I think I'm quite happy to make that a normal variable, at least to begin with. Okay, maybe I'll change my mind in about half a minute. MC gross, I'll pass that in. Data MC gross even is row MC gross. There it is down here. Okay, so we've got a bunch of variables, right? Big deal, so what, and who cares? Well, with this information, we can load up the time date module. This load module time date. Okay, and we can say round about here, data date created is this time date get nice date. We are passing in the date created and the format will be full. Okay, we want a nice full date here. So that's one thing that we can do. What else can we do? We've got the session ID. Okay, so I'm gonna fetch the stuff from store basket that has that session ID. So the way that I'm gonna do that, I think, is I'm gonna load up, sorry, I'm saying store basket, it's store shopper track, right? So let's just load that module up. This load module store shopper track, and I'm gonna say probably you know what, I'm gonna say nothing actually, and I'm gonna keep shopper track out of it. Let's just pass it in, shall we? Let's just make life easy, keep everything nice and modular. And I think I'm gonna do the same with the PayPal ID. Okay, we'll just pass it in. Everything's cool, everything's cool. Order status, we should do something with that. So here we go, this load, sorry, wrong part. This load module, store order status. Okay, here it is, store order status. And now I'm going to say data status title equals this store order status. Now, do we have one for get status title? Let me just check. Get, can you believe it? Well, can you believe it, folks? We don't even have it. I might as well build that just now. So on store order status, I'm just going to say function underscore get, I think it's called status title. Okay, and we're doing that with an update ID. So the vibe is just query is this get where update ID, standard stuff, folks, look. Okay, and the status title is row status title. I'm going to say if not is set status title, then status title equals unknown. Okay, it's an unknown status, do you know what I mean? And then I'm just going to return the status title. So back to the PayPal module here, I'm going to copy this and sorry, the store orders thing, and that is the vibe, and the variable that we're passing in is order status. Okay, right, that's good. So if we just tidy things up a bit here, this is not too bad. We've got a good bunch of stuff here actually. It looks quite good to me. I think I'll make the view file view.php. Okay, and that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So let's go to store orders in the modules folder. Here we go. And where on earth is it? Store orders. And I'm going to call this one view. So new file view.php. Okay. There we go. And let me just save that and have a look at the page actually. So let's do that. Okay, that's why we test things. Line 32, it has a problem. So let's just check that. Here we go, everything cool. Refresh. Okay, that's not too bad. And if we go to store, orders, create, remember that vibe? And we kind of like this stuff. So I'm going to copy this, paste it in. Something like that. We're going to have errors everywhere, but who cares? Who cares? Now, where the headline says order, right? I'm going to have it saying a little bit more than that. I'm going to have it saying order, and then we'll add in the order reference. Now, hold on a second. Is it data order ref? Here we go. Data order ref. Okay, so that's the headline. It's not too bad. I'm just going to go back, manage orders. Yep, that's okay. That's actually okay. So the first thing that I'm going to have here is probably an order status. Okay, do you know what I mean? So an order status drop down. So if we go to this view thing again here, and I'll close all of the stuff on the right hand side so we don't have any accidents, and I'm just going to say order status. Okay, and this is going to have a thing. Now how's this going to look? What we'll do is we'll say probably, let me just have a look. Yeah, in this box content thing, let's do a new paragraph and we'll just say current order status, and the vibe is we're just going to say, now what was it called? Was it status title? It was status title, so it's going to be status title. However, remember, if the order status title is 0, and I'll do that just now, right? If the order status is 0, okay, then data status title equals, and what does it equal? Order submitted. Remember that stuff. Otherwise, then we're going to fetch it from the table. Okay, so there we go. That's not too bad. And if we hit refresh, okay, so you can see that it says current order status is order submitted. Now actually, you know what, I've just realized something. If we go to this headline here, we can probably go order status along the top. Oh gee, sorry, status title. Sorry, status title, refresh. And that actually looks good. Order status, order submitted. I kind of like that. So I'm going to keep that. And then I'm going to say something like to change, to update the order status, please choose an option from the drop down below and then hit submit. Okay, that should do the job. Okay, and we are gonna have a drop down here. Okay, we've not got it in just yet. It is Taru. It is Taru, but we can come back to that in just a minute. So I'll just say drop down and submit button. as a reminder. So that's what that's going to look like, okay? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, next, I'm going to draw the customer details in here, okay? So I'm going to do the customer details. This will be reading from the store accounts table. So let's just write customer details in here, okay? And you can see that's kicking in here. And the vibe is we've got a form here, okay? So if you have a look, you'll see there's a a form going on, and that's nice, okay, fair enough. But actually, I think that we can do a bit better than this. So I'm going to take this whole form out actually, and in here I'm going to have a table, okay, something like that. And I'll just say class equals table, table dash striped, table dash bordered. That should look okay. And the vibe is I'm probably going to do something like this. So it will say something like customer name, okay? And in fact, shall we do first name and last name and all of that stuff? Let me have a think. Yeah, let's just do the whole gig. So I'll just say first name. Okay, something like that. And we'll just do the whole blah 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 thing here. Okay, that's going to be good. Let me just refresh, have a look. Okay, that's going to be cool. The table width's a bit dodgy, but we can deal with that in a minute. Now, I'll get those customer details in a minute, but for the moment, I'm just going to say first name, last name, company. Okay. What else have we got? I think we've got, let me just have a quick look at store accounts actually, if you would. I don't want to miss anything out here. So first name, last name, company, address 123 and all of that stuff, right? There must be somewhere where we've written this out in a way that's kind of cool. If we open up store accounts, no, we're nothing there. Well, what a shame. Okay, so fair enough, we can do this. So first name, last name, company, I'm going to say telephone number. Next one is going to be email address. Next one is going to be, well, we don't need date made and last login and all of that stuff. The last one I think is just going to be the customer address. Okay, so something customer address. Now this is going to look awful here. It's going to look pretty rubbish, but let me just check it out anyway. Right, and it does look rubbish, but we can live with this, because if we jump into one of these vibes here and we say class equals span3 and refresh, you'll see that it kind of comes together and everything looks just fine. So if we do a little query, I think I'll say something like, let me just see. Let's just load up store accounts, shall we? Store accounts. And I'm going to say that data accounts, store accounts data, how about that? Store accounts, I'll just say that store accounts, actually store accounts data is this store accounts. And can you guess what we're going to put in next? Can you guess? It was going to be fetch data from DB. Look at that. Everything we need is right there. It's fantasticola. So look at this. Fetch data from DB for what? fetch the data for data shopper ID, okay? And maybe I did not need to make that a variable thing, who knows? Anyway, check this out. Store accounts data is rocking in the free world. So if we now go through each of these fields, right? And in fact, let me just copy each of those, and I'm going to go into PHP, okay? And I'm going to say, well, let me get this right. Store accounts data first name. Alright, so there'll be a bunch of first names, but check it out. Isn't it a cool vibe? I think the answer you're looking for is yes, it's a cool vibe. So here's the first name, here's the last name, here's the company, here's the telephone number, and here's the email, okay? And I'll come on to the address in just a second, but that is not too bad, okay? It doesn't worry me that the company's empty and all of that. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be just fine, okay? So, not too bad, do you agree? All we need to do is get the company address in a kind of graceful way, okay? Now, do we have anything for getting an address that we've made? I do hope we have. And we don't, but that's okay. Look, I'm just going to go up. It'll only take a minute. Get shopper address. Okay, and it's going to take in an update ID. So this is going to return the address of the shopper. There we go. And in fact, let's add in a delimiter. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's the word we're looking for here. I think it is. So the delimiter can be things like BR or \n or who knows what. Do you know what I'm saying? So here's how this works. We start off by saying data is this. Fetch data from DB. Let me just check. Yep, that's all cool. Fetch data from DB for this update ID, okay? And then I'm going to say if data address 1, okay, is not empty, then, now hold on, before we start this nonsense, let's just say address equals empty, okay? So if the address 1 is not empty, then the address also equals data address 1. Okay, fair enough? Then thank you very much. Next, I'm going to say address also equals delimiter. Okay, so that's going to be the BR or \n or whatever it may be. Next, we're going to do exactly the same for address 2. Okay, now look at the table here. See what we've got coming up. We've got town, city, postcode. So that's all awesome. That's going to be town, city, postcode. Let's do this stuff. Here we go. Town, city, postcode. Okay. And that's not too bad. Return address. So there we go. It's as easy as that, folks. That is how we're going to build the shopper address. So now I can copy this vibe here. I'm saving, okay? I can head off to store orders, and we have loaded up store accounts. So I'm going to say data customer address is this. Store accounts, get shopper address, and it's going to do this with data shopper ID and delimiter. I hope that's the right word. Delimiter. In this case, I'm going to just do BR like so. Okay. So that's that. We've now got customer address. So if we jump in here, we can now add in the customer address because it's a variable we've got, and we can even jump in here and say style equals v-align top, and in fact we can do the same on the cell above. It just keeps all of the alignment cool, you know. So if we do that, save, come on, where on earth is it? Save, refresh. Okay, don't worry, undefined index city. Let me just check that. Okay, just let me just see. Town, city, postcode. It seems to not like city. Have we got city? Oh, I'm sorry. We said town, country, postcode. Alright. Town, country, maybe I should have said city. Who knows, you know? Anyway, look at this. Isn't it fantastic? Now the address is completely messed up. It just happens to be the case that we don't have an address here, okay? But stay cool, because I'm going to jump into this view thing here, and I'm going to add in a little button, okay? That's what I'm going to do. Do you remember those buttons that said previous page that were all over the place? I wonder if you remember those. They look something like that. Okay, something like that. I'm going to copy one of those vibes, and I think I'm going to have this probably right along the top here, actually. So if we do that, now let me just see how this looks. Okay, that is awful. I'm not going to do it along the top. That looks hideous. Let's do it here, and we'll align it to the right hand side. Okay, so that's what we'll do. I'm just going to space out, get everything nice. There we go. And I'm going to change this so that it says edit account details. Okay, so edit account details, that's going to go to store accounts /create / shopper ID. Okay, so we've now got a button here. Okay, let me align that to the right hand side, actually, if that's okay with you. So let me just say p style equals text align right. Okay, and we'll chuck this whole thing inside a paragraph, you know, like that. Okay, that's cool. And edit account details, you know something, the grey does not really work for me. I think I'll change it to info so it's light blue. Right, okay, so if they click that, it takes them here. Okay, in fact, while we're at this, let's just add an address in. Okay, so 15 Evergreen Road, Manchester, London, let's just say UK, LW1 8QT. Okay, here's a phone number, something like that. I'll do submit. Okay, that looks pretty good. We'll jump back to this order page and look at the fabulous address. Do you see how that's laying that out very nicely? I think you'll agree it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, I apologise for this being a long video, but I would really love to get this order status drop down thing working, if that's cool. Can you handle that? So let's just do that, and it won't take long, okay? So I'd like you to open up store order status, and I'm going to make another private function, and we'll call it get drop down options. Okay, and the point of this is to fetch all of the options that can appear on the drop down. It's very simple. In fact, we can even just copy this code right here for underneath, and the vibe is I'm just going to get an order by status title. Okay, and what we're going to say is options, and we'll add in row ID equals row status. Actually, we don't need quotations here. So that's us. Look, we've just set up a bunch of options, okay? There we go. It's pretty cool. I could just say something like, if not is set options, then options, well, options equals nothing. There's got to be options. I've got to rush this. I'm sorry, folks. Right, here we go. Let's just move forward, okay? Right, so store orders. Check this out. Back on the store orders thing, right? And I'm loading up store order status. You see that? I'm going to say data options, okay, equals this store order status get drop down options, okay? Get drop down options. Now, do you see how we've got a thing here called order status? Can you see that? Do we actually use this anywhere else here? Order status, yeah, we use it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass that order status into the data array, like so. Okay, now I'm going to find somewhere on the site where we've used a drop down before, and I think you'll find that we managed to do quite a good job here on store categories, right? So, you know, why work? Let's just borrow the code. Store categories create. You'll find a fabulous form here with a drop down on it. It's on store categories create, right? I'm going to copy that. Okay. Heading over to the view file on store orders. And I'm just going to take this stuff out here and we're going to paste in the form, and I'm going to get rid of this category title. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do some simplification. We do not need this stuff here. We do not need this vibe here with the if statement and whatnot. And everything actually looks kind of cool. Where it says parent category, I'm going to say order status, okay? The form drop down is going to be order status. We've already passed in an array called options. We want the selected thing to be order status, right? So that's going to be just perfect. And then we're just going to change the form URL so that it's store orders submit order status. Okay, so that should be cool. I'm just going to space things out nicely here, and we'll tab this in just to make it look kind of neat, you know, just to make it look kind of neat. Something like that. I think I can live with that. Maybe one more. What do you reckon? Something like that. Is that cool? Okay, so that all looks good to me. I'm just going to head back to the order page actually. Here we go. And look at this. Order status. Now, we do have the wrong order status. We probably would do, right? But that is probably something that we can handle. Let me just quickly check something. On store order status, it's fetching the options. Okay, yes indeed. Let me just try something here. If we go options 1, I think I know what it is. Right, do you see how this is a status of 0? Can you see that vibe? And 0 is not on the table. I repeat, 0 is not on the database table. So we need to add this in, right? We need to say option 0 equals order submitted. That's the solution. Okay, so if we jump in, here we are. The order status is indeed order submitted. Okay, you can see all of the other options here. Everything looks fantastic. We can choose one. We can hit submit. Okay, and now I'm gonna build this submit order status thing. It should not be too difficult. Too difficult. Function submit order status. Here we go. So I'm going to say update ID is this URI segment 3. Let's add some security, shall we? Would you like to add some security? I think we should. So here we go. We'll add a little bit of the old security in here. And then I'm just going to say submit is this input post submit true. Okay, same with order status. Okay, so here we go. And I'm just going to say echo submit is submit and order status is order status. I just want to see this working, folks. Okay, store orders, submit order status. Well, it helps if you put it in the right controller. What an idiot. I'm so sorry. Here we go, store orders. It should be okay. Okay, here we go. That was our deliberate mistake, folks. Okay, submits to, order status to. Right, good, good. If we do cancel, that's excellent. That is really, really cool. So let's have a think about this. If they hit cancel, okay, if they hit cancel, we want to take them back to that page, right? So I'm going to say if submit is equivalent to cancel, then we are trying to take them back here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is get the current order status for this order. Okay, now do we have anything for that? No, we probably don't. So I'm just going to say query is this get where we've got update ID for each query loading up result as row. I'm going to say order status is row, order status, and then I'm just going to say target URL is base URL, and then I'm adding on this vibe here. Let me bring this up so you can see it. This vibe here, adding on the order status, and then redirecting to that target URL. Okay, so if someone comes into this page here and hits cancel, you'll see that it goes straight back to the manage page, which is not too bad. Okay, else if submit is equivalent to submit, well, in that case we're just going to say data order status equals order status this update, and we're going to update for this update ID, and we're going to update the data variable. And now I'm looking for some flash data here. Do we have any? Maybe not. Let me jump on to store items. That's bound to have some. Successfully. Here we go. This is what the flash data stuff looks like. Okay, so copy that, and we'll just say right about here. Man, I'm getting some weird spacing going on here, you know. Okay, the order status was successfully updated, and then we're just going to go back to the previous URL. So redirect. Now what on earth is the previous URL? I think you'll find it's store orders view and then the update ID. So it looks something like that. Okay, and that should be us, actually. That should be us. Okay, so let's just change the order status to goods dispatched. The order status was successfully updated. If we go out, back in, refresh, you'll see that that has recorded. Okay, so everything looks good. I am happy. We've still got a little bit more to do, and I apologize for these videos being so long. Can you appreciate that I'm working as fast as I can? I'm doing the best I can here. I know you're dying to finish this, and so am I. But thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you in the very next video. Bye.